Suicide is a big public health problem here in the U.S. A study published by the CDC in 2018 says 47,000 people took their own lives in 2017. According to the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, suicide was the second leading cause of death for people from 10 to 24 years old right here in the state of Michigan. Lenora Hardy-Foster is here with us now, the president and CEO of Judson Center, with information that really every family needs to know. Good morning.
Good morning, Allie. How are you?
I am great, thanks. I'm happy that we're talking about this very important topic. So for people that do not know, what is the Judson Center and what kind of services do you provide?
So Judson Center, we're a human service nonprofit organization. We've been in business for over 98 years, opened the doors back in 1924 as an orphanage for boys and girls. And today we've expanded. We have a very large foster care and adoption program, disabilities, autism, and integrated health, which includes behavioral health, primary health care, and substance use disorder. In addition to that, we have offices in 5 counties: Oakland, Wayne, Washtenaw, Macomb, and Genesee.
So I understand there are 2 really big stressors when it comes to young people and suicide. We are talking COVID-19 and social media. 2 of those very overwhelming for teenagers, also adults. Talk about how these 2 things really impact the young lives out there.
So, things really happen. If we think about, it's coming up on 2 years that all of us have been living through COVID-19. So we can imagine what it has done to our lives as being adults, and it's been very devastating and challenging. So think about a young person where we had to pivot as a business to make sure that we could continue making a difference in the lives of so many children, adults, and families that we serve. But think about a child that had to pivot because they no longer were going to school in person. Most schools were virtual. So we had children that were at home. And so you had to adjust to that. That was different for them. It took away the social, activities that they were used to doing with their friends. And so that added a lot of stress to a lot of children. So in addition to that, when I think about we as an organization and what we've been able to do to reach out to children and to let them know that we are here and that their families are there to provide them the support that they need.
And I do want to, I'm so sorry to interrupt. I do want to let everyone know that the suicide prevention hotline is there on our screen, 1-800-273-TALK, and we'll keep that number out throughout the interview. Now, what are some of the warning signs that a young person might be at high risk for suicide?
So when you see where a child is really, especially if they start talking about dying or wanting to die, I would encourage everyone, do not underestimate. Please take it extremely serious and sit down and talk with your child. Make sure that you know what they're thinking, what is going on in their life. Have those conversations around the dinner table so your child feel as though that, yes, they are loved and that they do have a place in life. There are a lot of times, if you notice where they feel as though they're empty, they're hopeless, we need to reach out and make sure they understand that they bring a lot of value, into life, and their life is very meaningful. So there's a lot of things that could be done to help prevent suicide, especially with young people.
And where can parents go for more information on the steps that they can take? Is there any websites that you recommend or anything that you recommend parents can do?
Absolutely. There's the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. And I don't know if you have that number, but it's 1-800-273-TALK. There's the crisis text line where you text hello to 741-741. And there is always Judson Center. We are right here to help in any way that we can by reaching out at 866-5-JUDSON.
Lenora, thank you so much for being here this morning with that very important information. And once again, we do want to give that number out for people that may feel like they're in trouble. That suicide prevention hotline number is 1-800-273-TALK. We really cannot say it enough, but we are so happy to have Lenora here with us this morning.